We're gonna talk about how I did my cousin's makeup. Sorry, I'm MIA because I'm sick. But this is my lovely cousin, and I was like, can I please do your makeup? So the first thing that we did was we just removed anything that she had on from earlier that day with a makeup wipe, and also kind of used it as like an exfoliation for her face a little bit. And then I really wanted to make sure her eyelid was dry because I was going to do eyeshadow first. So I just went in with my little cloth and, just rub that on her eye to make sure all the little oil and makeup stuff was off. Then I used this Hourglass mini concealer for an eyeshadow base. Then with this Pat McGrath Divine Rose palette, right here I went in with some shades on her eye. I went in with a Morphe Ariel fluffy brush just to kind of get like that initial blend of color on her eyelid. I went in with the lightest color, the lightest matte in that palette. Then I went with my Patrick Ta just for a little bit of extra blends out there. Because a Shoto brush, I believe it's the number 2. And then here I am going in with a Pat McGrath Intensifies Artistry Wand or whatever. It's just like a stick that makes shimmers stick more. And then here I am patting the shimmers in initially with a Laura Lee brush. It's one of my favorite brushes to pat shimmers on to do like a looser, glittery effect. But then I just went in with my finger to really make it pop. Using a mixture of primers just to target specific problems. So this is the Secure the Sweat. So I use that more so on her, T-zone, her temple, her upper lip. And then I did the Secure the Blur next to her nose, the NYX face glue, and put that everywhere else. Then for foundation, we got the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, and I just applied a nice layer on her. I like putting the foundation on in like a thin-ish layer and then blending that out and then seeing if I need to build up. Then I used the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. This is a nicer, buildable type of bronzy situation. So I use that on her. I'm just putting it on the forehead first. I didn't want to go in directly on the cheeks. I wanted to see what color it was first. So I went in on her forehead because I felt like that was the most forgiving, and it worked. I liked the tone on it, the bronziness, so I used it. Then we used this Patrick Ta blush. I believe it's the shade She's Blushing. Then we used the Natasha Denona concealer. I like using a bit of a mixture. I liked going in with a brighter one on the inner portion of the face, like the more center part, and then on the outer ends, still doing concealer, but going in with a more skin tone friendly concealer. That way you don't have like a big white line leading out. Here I am going to add the House Labs concealer on the outers. This one's a little bit more closer to her skin tone. And I use the One Size pink powder to set her under eyes. I know she wanted to try that powder. I wanted to try it on her as well, just to see like what it was giving and looking like. So that's it. On one side, you can already see it's like so blurred and set. And then we did the other side. And then for all over, we did the Huda Beauty the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder, but like the translucent shade. That's what we used. Then I really wanted to like build up the bronzer, so I got this Hourglass palette from last year, used the bronzer shade in there, and got like a bigger bronzer brush from BK Beauty to kind of just go in light layers. You can see it adds a nice bronze there. And then her hair, it was funny. Like we were just, laughing and stuff. But I really liked the tone. I really like the way it looks on her forehead, and I just keep blending that out. And here we just did the powder side of the Patrick Ta blush. She's blushing, and we used the painted, I believe it's a J15 brush. I really, really enjoy this brush. I did like 20 million different lip things on her, and then we were talking about like tones and stuff, and then I had to blend it out. So we finally got to a color I liked, and then I put this REM Beauty Glossy Balm on top, which I love the formula of it. Then with this Rephr brush, I just got the finishing powder from the Hourglass palette, and I just like putting that more so on the front part, like the forehead, the temples, that area, and then set everything with the One Size setting spray. And this was the final look. Bye.